All right, folks, here we are. Welcome back to 2022. I can't believe we actually made it. Radio Reflex is back. Myself, Alan, and of course, our gorgeous guest in the middle, center stage, Sushi Steve from Sushi Knight Gaming. How is everyone tonight?
Really, really good. Really busy, obviously, because we've got a big event coming up this weekend. But
Yes,
yeah, we're doing
which
all
is what
right.
will be,
What?
which is why
Wait,
we've got
event?
you here.
Something coming up this weekend? Why did nobody let me know this was happening? This is crazy. I'm doing well. It's good to be back for a cast for 2020. Yeah, this is our first cast 2022. Back to work and down to nationals. I'm very excited. It's
Yes,
gonna be a good
yes.
weekend.
So, before we jump into it, if you don't know who Steve is, we'll give the man a chance to introduce himself. But you can see a little bit in the background above him. You may have seen some of his stores, famous playmats there. Um, Very cool. So from Sushi Night Gaming, but Sushi Steve, let the people know who you are, where you're from, how you got into Fab.
Yeah, kia ora, everyone. My name's Steve. I am the owner, operator, I suppose, if you will, of Sushi Knight Gaming in Lower Hutt. And we've been just open just over a year now. So we opened in September, not last year, but the year before. And how I got into Fab was we actually had quite a few people just pick up the game when I actually ran a youth sort of gaming club in Lower Hutt, and everyone's kind of like talking about it, and we thought, well, we've got to give this game a go. And so while we transitioned over into Sushi Night, the premise, we actually were just playing on the floor, and then all of a sudden we sort of said, well, we've got to get this game in because it's made in New Zealand, it's got that Kiwiana to it. And then we sent a message, and actually you, Alan, were the first person to come down from LSS and walk through the premises to make sure that we're a brick and mortar store. And you gave us the green tick, and the light was lit, and basically we haven't looked back. And of course, not only do we love the lore, we love the art, we love everything about it, and it is basically our flagship here in the heart of Lower Hutt. And of course, a lot of the players that we reach out to, we like doing learn to plays and supporting our community, and we do that a lot by doing these learn to plays at schools. And in store as well. So there's a bit of mana, bit of pride in the game, and yeah, that's pretty much us in a nutshell.
Yeah, I and you just ran over that. I don't want you to underplay it at all, but the amount of work that you guys do to promote this game in the community is amazing. Sushi Night, they gather the commons from around not just their shop but around the country, and put together learn to play decks and go into the schools and basically teach the new generation. And like, this is actually one of the things that I'm really excited about for coming down this weekend. I of course, I'm a big fan of the events that you guys put on, and I come down whenever I can. And one of the most fun things is actually playing your young bloods, playing those kids who, man, they're gonna be good. This is the thing. I'm telling you, these the first time I played them, I was like, oh, it's great, seeing new kids play. But getting into a game like this young, when you've got a different perspective. You haven't got the years of put upon knowledge from other games, like some of myself and Alan, who have played every game under the sun,
Yeah.
and bring a little bit of our own history with it. And so yeah, no, that is one of the things that I love, that Steve and the crew at Sushi Night does. And if you've ever seen any of the photos of the deck building days, it's I was like,
Yeah.
I have sorted a lot of cards in my time, but yeah, no, that it's an extreme commitment to the cause. And again, as I said, I just didn't want you to run over that, because you do great work, and definitely, maybe even this weekend we'll see the fruits of that labor. But I wouldn't imagine. I would imagine very, very, very in the near future, we'll be seeing names up and top cuts and stuff that have have had their start through Sushi Night.
And I think that's just another thing too. Like that's what we love. We love the fact that we can go out to the youth and give them this game that teaches them strategy and to socialize. And I mean, the message itself from Flesh and Blood is literally to sit down in the Flesh and Blood and play, play great games. And of course, we like to do that at Sushi Night as well, where we just think, come in, socialize, get those interactions going. Because a lot of kids these days, they're on their devices or, they're becoming sort of like social introverts. And of course, if we can provide a barrier for that and reach out to them and say, look, hey, come have a place to play and, a space to call your own and, play this amazing game that's going to teach you some fun stuff. And of course, if you, win some of the baller cards and some of the big events, that you can train for, it can definitely be life-changing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also not to say that Sushi Night doesn't have a few screens of a few games, your own little mini arcade.
Yeah. I was going to say, Steve, that your store's a bit of an experience. It's a place to come and really call home. And me and Ian have had the chance to come and play. And during the holidays, after my daughter saying, "Oh, I don't know if I want to go out," I couldn't get her to leave. She was like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to go." And then she's
famously on the wall at Sushi Night.
She's definitely a minor celebrity.
Yeah, definitely.
All right,
so,
that is Steve. That is why one of the reasons we've got him here. But the other reason we've got him here is that this weekend, after was this what 3 or 4 re-changes, it is finally happening. New Zealand Nationals, probably the last Nationals happening. When's Australia Nationals? Is it
same weekend? I believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the same weekend, I believe.
All right, so technically the penultimate Nationals then, I guess, because we are a couple of hours ahead of Australia. But yeah, this is going to be big for us here in New Zealand. I know internationally there's going to be a lot of eyes on here in Australia. There's a lot of Kiwis that are talk quite a big game about being the best players in the game, and this is the weekend they get a chance to step up and show the world exactly they haven't just been talking it up. So let's get down to it. Steve, Sushi Knight is hosting the event, running the event, I should say. So first off, where is the event happening this week?
So the event is happening at the Sky Stadium. So that's where the Hurricanes play. And we're on level 3 in a conference sort of center, or the room up there. So basically, as you turn up on the concourse, you'll go straight through to level 1. Just go to the elevators. There'll be signs posted there, and you just go up to level 3, and that's literally where we are. So it's a nice big conference area. It's got a lot of sun coming through. You can actually walk out and actually see the grass on the stadium, which is quite cool. But that's where we are going to be for the weekend.
Famously known as the Cake Tin for
absolutely
any followers of international rugby or
to add something to it. Me and Ian have a lot of fond memories of the Cake Tin because we
have some history
both went to the very first WWE tour that was at the Cake Tin and sat somewhere in the nosebleeds.
You sat in the nosebleeds. I was front.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. We went.
I have the folding chair that proves that I was in the front row. I got to hi-fi Rey Mysterio. I got to see Gregory Helms's Green Lantern tattoo up close. It was pretty cool. So that's cool. So we're big convention area. That's great. So of course we have the main event, which is kicking off on Saturday, but on Friday is when people are going to be rolling into town. What's happening on the Friday?
Absolutely. Well, on Friday we've actually got 2 events, so we're very lucky that LSS have actually given us the chance to host the first ever Last Chance Qualifier, or the LCQ. And so basically due to, restrictions and whatnot, there's a lot of people that, are unable to make it to Nationals. And so Legend Story Studios just basically wanted to fill the event up, as well as, give people, a second chance, as you will. So on the Friday at 1:00, which will be at Sushi Knight Gaming, there is a Last Chance Qualifier, which is going to be like 4 rounds of classic constructed to see if you can, top the best and get in. And that'll start at 1. And then, of course, the other event, which is going to be held at the Sky City Stadium, where the main event is going to be, as we're packing in, we thought it'd be fun to do a Battle Hardened event, which will start at 6 p.m. And that's just going to be 5 rounds of Blitz. So we think a bit of a fun event. We don't want to sort of like everyone to sort of play Classic Constructed and unveil their secrets, but they can have a bit of fun. They can gather, share some memories, catch up, which is always a big thing before big events, and also see where the event is going to be held. So we thought we'd just do that, and that's where it's going to be.
And spoiler, there's a certain guy behind you that is going to be well represented at that event. I can tell you that much.
So Steve, tell us also a little bit about on the main event, because we've just got a few comments. I see somebody's Rab from it seems like the Philippines is some folks from Philippines that started to watch the New Zealand Nats. So we'll be seeing some live commentary from New Zealand Nationals.
Absolutely. So we've actually, unfortunately, it was right at the last minute, but we managed to get a coverage set up. So we just tested that, and that's looking absolutely amazing. And so we're actually pleased to announce that we're going to actually have coverage at the main event. It'll be hosted on our Twitch TV channel, which if you just search for Sushi Knight Gaming, then you'll be able to find it. I'll post the link up on our page as well, and I know that Chris Bewley at Legends Story Studios is going to make an article about it as well, so it'll be well documented where to go. We're also going to have a couple of people come down and commentate as well throughout the day. It's going to be amazing. I'll probably jump in and have a bit of a spiel as well, and it's just going to be really, really fun. And so we're quite blessed to have that happen for everyone, because I know that everyone wants to see what the Kiwis are up to, and the big dogs, as you say, Ian, that have been calling a lot of people out, especially on the Rumble Discord. Carl McCree thought it, and so I think it'll be really cool just to see in action the Kiwis play, and I think that was a very important thing that we needed to get done. So that's definitely going to happen and on the cards.
And just as a side note, we're going to be stealing the Wi-Fi password, and Radio Reflex is going to try and get some sort of side interviews and maybe cover some side events and stuff while we're down there. So definitely there will be places to check out the official link for the main event, and Alan and myself will be sort of vlogging and checking in throughout the day. So it's definitely gonna be fun, and we're gonna get down there. Now, for the people that are playing in it, I may be putting you on the spot here. I'm not sure if you know the thing. What's the breakdown of day? Do you know the breakdown of day one? Like, because I know we saw it in America that it started with the draft and then went into the Classic Constructed. Is that the case here, or is it going to be more starting with Classic draft then?
No, it's going to start with 6 rounds of CC, I believe, and then end in draft. And basically that's the format. So it's going to be 9 rounds on day 1, and then it's going to be the top 24, I believe, and then that's going to go into day 2. Now, day 2 will start with the draft, and then once the top 8 is formed, that's when they're going to go back to Classic Constructed. But I know all that is in the article anyway on the Fab TCG website. So if you don't quote me on that, but that's pretty much what I know myself. But
there is a Sunday event as well.
There is definitely a Sunday event for those that don't make day 2. So all our side events are going to be on Saturday, which is going to tie in nicely with Nationals on in the other room sort of thing. But yeah, day 2 there is going to be a Pro Quest, which is really excited as well, and that's going to be sealed. So Tales of Aria is back. It's kind of like a bit of a send off right before Everfest comes in, and it's going to be basically sealed.
It's kind of like the one shot at competitive seal that a lot of our players have, because we unfortunately well, at least for us up north here, we were in lockdown through the sealed season of
absolutely.
Of
so it's something really cool actually, and that we're looking forward to. And of course that's going to top 8 into a draft as well. So if you make top 8 of the Pro Quest, it'll be then into Tales of Aria draft. And very exciting event because obviously, there's Pro Tour invite. There's, the gold foil skull cap up for grabs to the winner. There's, cold foil, I believe adult heroes to top 8. There's a lot of prizes and, a nice fitting send off to Tales of Aru before, we celebrate with Everfest.
Yes,
but there is actually another sealed format that unfortunately I can't play in your ProQuest sealed event as much as I might be able to scrap together some sealed seals. I can't play, but I hear that there is another fantastic sealed event with the name of Chaff Goblin. Do you want to tell us about Chaff Goblin, Steve?
Absolutely.
This is the sealed event of the weekend.
I think so. A lot of people have been talking about it, and we're very excited just to showcase it. And so basically, shout out to obviously Dave, Chris, Jono, and Aaron Curtis, who sort of were here at Sushi Knight over the Christmas break, and we were just looking at them and thinking, what are they doing? And they were just playing with a big pile of chaff of, like Tales of Aria, as you see, and I think they just opened up a box or whatever, and they were just playing cards randomly with nothing, no hero, no weapon. They were just playing the cards, pitching, etc. And we thought, this is really fun. Like, how can we adapt that and make it so that, we can put on something that's fun, that's multiplayer. And so, cut the story short, we thought we need a hero, we need a weapon. And so Chaff Goblin was actually formed, and what we have is actually our own cards that we've done. I'll just sort of zoom up a bit, and this is the Chaff Goblin token. These are printed cards, by the way.
Nice.
So you should know on the back, and of course the Goblin has its own stick weapon. And what we wanted was we knew that a lot of players were getting a bit fatigued with grinding Classic Constructed. They were testing a lot and in that competitive mindset, and so we just wanted to roll it back and say, look, let's just have some fun. Ultimate Pit Fight is great, and this is just like the bee's knees for that. And so you don't even need to make a deck. You just get basically 40 piles of cards. They could be from anything, and you basically have your Goblin, your stick, you draw 4 cards because he's got 4 intellect, and then you play. And of course, here's just a sample hand of there. So we've got this Break Ground, we've got a Razor Reflex, we've got a Driving Blade, and a Smash Instinct. Now, of course, nice. Chaff Goblin you can use any cards of any class, and the stick is basically 2 pitch attack for 1. It also counts as all weapons as well. Now, when we were testing it, we had a lot of Dorinthia cards that didn't really do anything because they're kind of they block for heaps, but there's no weapon. So that's how come the stick got made. And so quite happily, you could come in with a Driving Blade. You can then razor it or pummel it, and that way you can use a lot of the cards in your deck. And it's super fun and highly addictive. And we've got a special treat where we're going to be running for Nationals anyway, the event. The side event is going to be Chaff Goblin. Once we have 4 people ready to play, we're going to fire off table, and all you got to do is make your own Chaff deck, and basically you get a copy of one of these tokens to take home, and basically play the event.
Just one token? Both tokens?
No, you get both. You get to take home the stick and the Goblin. Yeah. And so that way you can play it at home. And yeah,
so,
it's really, really cool.
I do have a rules question about this, because I know Alan's actually played it, and I think I've heard how it works. But so it's basically rares or less, right? Like you take out anything higher than a rare.
It's adaptable. You can actually play with weapons. Like some of the guys have now taken it to the next level. It's almost like Extreme, Chaff Goblin Extreme, where they're playing with Majestics, they're playing with weapons. Because the other thing too is we wanted to add equipment, because obviously, you draw equipment and you're like, I can't block with this, but you can play it. And so there is a rule where if you play equipment, you just fill a slot or replace equipment that you have as well. So if you've got, say, Hope Merchant's Hood and you want to replace it with a Helm of Eisen's Peak, but don't want to crack your Hope Merchant's Hood, you just replace it, discard the other thing. You get Go Again. So, you can play that. Also counts as playing a non-attack action card for those cards that matter. And then you just continue on. So
all right, that was going to be my question. So the equipment actually goes into the 40 cards, and it's just
correct
when it shows up.
When it shows up. Yep.
Now I have one very important question. Because as a collector, I saw that some of the Chaff Goblins seem to have a different socketed gem. Is there a rarity to these chaff goblins. Can I get a better chaff goblin than other people's chaff goblins?
The only thing that changes is the color. So we wanted this to be like an ultimate pit fight sort of multiplay. And so up here is what you're talking about. Right? There's different color gems. So there's 4 different ones, just so that you can identify with being like the green chaff goblin or the blue one or the pink one, etc. So there's only 4. The gems are the only things that change color. The stick also has a gem, but that's purple, what we've done. And so, so if you want a complete collection, Al, I'm pretty sure I can hook you up.
Okay, what about? I saw there was a test print sheet. I'm going to get a test print sheet of this.
The test print sheet, which we have here. I don't know if you can see all that now. Yeah. And so that's basically just for color saturation. But yep, we have that.
That's cool.
Okay, that's definitely on my list to collect this weekend. Definitely con you in.
Excited or something?
Oh yeah, definitely. I get that frame.
So obviously we've got Chaff Goblin that's going to be running on demand once we get
on demand.
Yeah. What other side events do we have on the Saturday?
So we have like side events, obviously that are the like Legend Story Studio side events that include the Pro Quest, the Battle Hardened, but the sushi side events are going to be epic, and we're bringing along a few things. So we love Street Fighter, and so it wouldn't be a Street Fighter themed sushi event without our cabinet along. So we're going to bring our Street Fighter 2 cabinet along. We are running a free Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition tournament, which is open to anyone. And the winner gets a case of First Edition Everfest. So that is on the line. Yeah. So we're just thinking, let's get some people playing Street Fighter.
Dash my way to that.
If you can beat Jacob Pearson's Chun-Li, you can, we'll give you a pack even as well. That's, but we do things like that. So we've definitely got that on the cards. We're also going to do a Velda Armory. So we miss out on doing our Armory usually on a Friday because of the LCQ that's held at the store, and then also the Battle Hardened held at the stadium. So we're going to take the Armory that we usually hold on Friday, and we're going to bring that on Saturday as well. So there will be an Armory event as well, which will be Blitz, 5 rounds of Swiss, and the Armory up for grabs, which is really exciting because Velda is Guardian Mafia. You know who you are, all 3 of you. So that's really exciting. So we're going to hold an Armory event, and also we're going to run a Tails draft as well. So we haven't sort of like slotted in more times yet, but we will post that up probably tomorrow. So that'll be on our Facebook page and ready to go as well.
Excellent. Oh, that's exciting. Always fun to play some of these side events because again, obviously, Nationals is an invite only event. So, but if you are in the Wellington region and you play Fab, or you want to just come down, hang out, play some Street Fighter, hang out with people, it's gonna be a good time. Now, speaking of just like logistics of stuff, again, for people who are coming, is there going to be like food at the venue, or is it close by?
So
is it a cash only venue, or what's the deal with that stuff?
So the stadium being the stadium has FPOS facilities and cash. Same with us as well. We'll have our vendor site, our sushi shop on site as well. And of course, bringing Sam Smith up from Fab Armory to do the wheels and deals of the high end stuff, which is great. But yeah, there will be cash on site as well as FPOS. There will be food. Now you can't bring your own food and drink in, unfortunately, because it's the stadium rules. And that's one thing that they probably will enforce. But there is a chance to go if you want to just like take a break. You can sort of walk down past the concourse to the train stadium, and down there's Newwood Metro as well. So that's quite close, sort of like a 10-15 minute walk. So that's a good break as well. But there will be food on site, and that's including hot food and beverages and drinks as well. Also,
I was going to say, where's a place to get coffee in the morning on the way to the Cake Tin, Steve? Where's your choice? Where's the place?
In the train station itself. And there is Jive Cafe, I believe, and there's mobile coffee centers as well. So I'd definitely check out one of those to get your coffee fix. Also, a really exciting note is on Friday at the Battle Hardened, they're giving us a bar, which is going to be set up at the event as well. And so if anyone wants to come down and you're out of legal age, want to have a beer or whatever, you can as well, which is really exciting. So that's something that the stadium has put on for us as well.
I guess that leads us into the next thing, which is another event that will be happening sort of in conjunction on the Sunday night. there is an after. There's an after party. Am I
There
correct?
is an absolutely huge after party, and Braden Allinson, who Rawlinson is his name.
Azalea
But
Main.
Allinson, he is the Azalea Main, our Braden. He actually is their top brew meister there, and makes all their beer and their craft beers, and it's really, really cool that he is actually given us his location of work to go and celebrate. He's also going to be streaming, the coverage there as well. So if you don't want to come into the stadium, but you want to sit down, have a beer. Oh, how's that? If you want to go to the place and sit down, have a beer, he will be streaming the event as well. So that starts or kicks off at 4:30, I believe, and will go into the night. So that's
is there is there another batch of Crazy Brew?
There is. I heard there's quite a lot.
So.
Yeah. So he's done his work, and Crazy Brew is definitely going to be on tap, and it's also at the Fork and Brewer, which I didn't mention. So Fork and Brewer, which is in Bond Street, and that's probably about a 20-minute walk from the stadium. But you can always just catch an Uber or a taxi there; should be fine.
And I'm bringing a Crazy Brew deck just to play at the after party.
Love it, absolutely love it. I'm sure we'll bring the sushi party too. We like to party, so. Yeah. Don't be too scared if we rock up and it's like free beers or a shot or something. We'll see. And if Ollie Berry wins, well, that could be something big too.
Right. Well, now that you've done that, I guess the next thing is taking your organizer's cap off. Do you have any predictions?
Maybe. I don't think as an organizer he should have any maybe just prediction on what the meta is going to be like. But obviously there's a few people to watch. I don't think we're gonna try and pick a winner here person wise. But what do you think? What do you think hero wise we're going to see at the top tables? Because I know there's obviously Briar is we got the errata to Briar, but we're still playing under the old rules. But the fact that New Zealand's had so long to prepare for Briar, do you still think it's going to obviously I think it's still going to be played in large numbers, but do you think it's going to be as effective as we saw overseas, or do you think there may be some other characters that may get to the top?
Well, I think that's just the eternal question anyway, isn't it? Because that's literally like the love triangle of Fab at the moment, isn't it? What can beat Briar? Briar's at the top. And we know Oldham is going to be there to challenge the Briar, but then what beats Oldham? Prism. Chain is still an issue as well. So I feel there is this really cool mix of what's going to happen. I still think though that Briar will end up being the percentage of day 2, based on the fact that everyone is they've seen the errata, they've seen that, and it's their last sort of chance and hurrah to play it before she gets nerfed. Expect a lot, a bit of Briar, but then also the decks that will go against Briar to showcase as well, and that just depends if they do they dodge in their field all the decks that can beat them or their worst matchups anyway. So I think Brett Rogers has got here Roger Miller or Darren Ying to win it all. Nice.
Former four horseman Daryl Ying.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting because we don't know everybody who's actually going down, because obviously there's been a lot of date changes and stuff like that. So there might be some people you don't expect. There might be some people that we did expect turning up who may not be able to make it. It's going to be an interesting time to see what the crowd is actually going to be like. But it's going to be a hell of a weekend, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm not organizing anything. It's all over to you, Steve. So glad I'm picked Steve out. Steve probably didn't realize all the effort he'd have to go through when I first said, "Oh, Steve, you should do this," and then I promptly stopped doing any communication on this event as I moved departments. So I was like, "Yep, exactly. All gone. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, no longer over to me." Thank Kieran, our hardworking premier events manager, for getting all the rest of this finished. But maybe next year you can play, Steve. Next year. Or this year. It'll be this year.
We shall see. We shall see. Fun thing you don't know about myself is Classic Constructor isn't my favorite format of Flesh and Blood. So yeah, but we'll see how we go.
All right. Well, I was thinking, just is there anything else you'd like to mention to the players, people that are watching? Any tips and tricks for the weekend? I know there's lots of things like, bring some water, bring some money, make sure you've got a deck list ready, all that kind of stuff. Anything you'd like to let players know? Yeah,
I think you've covered it off. We are going to be nice, and we're going to give you pens and stuff there as well. So if there's anything you need though, come check us out. Because we'll have the shop there as well on the site. And do our best to service everyone. But no, we just want to say
your decks before the main event, people.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And the other thing too is just safe travels to everyone. We know that everyone's coming to Wellington. Safe travels. We wish everyone all the best and good luck. And we're just so happy that it's come to fruition, and we can actually showcase the players of Aotearoa to the world as well. So that's really important as well.
Excellent. Well, we are looking forward to a big weekend. It's going to be exciting. As we said, Sushi Knight and LSS are going to be providing streaming of the main event. You can check out fabtcg.com is always the best bet when you're wanting to check out links for that. But Radio Reflex will be down there, and we'll try and stream a little bit. We'll try and grab some interviews and stuff, and we'll be putting stuff up on either our Facebook page or the YouTube channel. So we'll let people know. But yeah, no, we're excited about it. We're it's always a good time to come down and catch up with friends. That especially it feels like it's been forever with the last lot of lockdowns. So yeah, no, that is cool. So I guess that's fab. Our podcast though, our channel, we are known for a little bit of a side thing called Kurt's Corner, where we don't talk about. Oh God,
wait, when was the last time we did Kurt's Corner? Right, it's so far in the past.
It's been a minute.
I can't remember when we did. It has been a very long time.
And so obviously. Steve, Alan and I, huge wrestling fans, but you're also of the same sort of ilk as us. So you would have grown up watching a lot of.
You mean he's as old as you mean he's as old as us? Is that
exactly?
What you're trying to say? You're trying to say Steve's an old man like the rest of us.
Certainly feel like these days.
Yeah. But of course, we always like to know when we have our friends of the show on. Hit us with your top favorite wrestlers and who did you love watching?
I just remember we are judging you on this particular.
You're judging me as well.
I've always judged. Whenever comes said, you always say, "What's your favorite wrestler?" We judge you. Right, so choose your words carefully, Steve.
Choose my words carefully. So good. Yeah. Well, when I was really young, so I think I was like 5 or 6. Obviously big fan, Macho Man Randy Savage. Absolutely amazing. The cream rises to the top, I should say. Little did I know that he was high on drugs, but that's fine. I also liked Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That was also a really good wrestler that I used to like to watch, especially sleeper hold and then cutting the hair off.
Fun fact for some people who are watching this channel that may not know, I have actually had that sleeper hold put on me and had a haircut by Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Happened at Armageddon a few years back when I was ring announcer for Impact Pro Wrestling here. Worst haircut I've ever had.
So good. And then I suppose as it evolved, obviously into the era, we had Sting, which was amazing, as he used to come down from the ceiling with a baseball bat and just rip everyone a new one. Goldberg was huge, and we loved watching Goldberg go from the real mediocre, as you would put it, WCW into what it used to turn into, which was amazing with his streak. Obviously NWO, which is great, and then the Wolfpack, which was NWO 2.0, which was so good.
Wolfpack, yeah, that's NWO Red. That's NWO Red. Wolfpack for life. Brute Pack for life. Brute Pack.
Absolutely, Brute Pack.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get a Brute Pack shirt done. We're gonna get a Brute Pack shirt done. Brute Pack for life.
So good.
One of these days.
And then of course, obviously you love The Rock, and that's just that whole analogy through there. And then I suppose wrestlers today. I don't really watch much. CM Punk was quite exciting to watch, and then
you can still watch him. You can watch him again.
Yes, actually, he's come back, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. And I liked Edge. Edge was good too. So I always kind of liked the wrestlers that have the really cool.
You can watch him too as well. He has returned as well. Funny.
No way. Neck injury.
All these wrestlers you like they've come back. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually
everything
quite funny.
that's old is new again.
Yeah. And the thing I liked him was he was partnering with like Gangrel and the other guy, and that's the one, and they were all based on Vampire the Masquerade,
which is
a game that I used to play back in the day.
Yeah. And in fact, you're playing the new what's the new one that you were the new version of it that you were playing last time I was down there.
It's called Vampire Rivals, and it's basically like a board game, but it's similar to the Eternal Struggle. But I know Andy from Midian Gaming plays it a lot, and we had some great banter about it because the store sells it. And
Andy's a huge. Well, they called it it was Jihad to begin with, if I remember.
Yep.
And then I know Andy's. And then then
they had to change the name to Pacifier, and it wasn't as good.
Pacifier was all right.
Yeah,
it was still fine.
It's quite funny because I used to travel over for VTs to tournaments in Australia, and at one stage was the top NZ player as well. I suppose if you even Google my name with VTs, you'll see some decks that I used to run. Nice. But yeah, it was such a cool game, and got that sort of table politics 5-player, almost like Ultimate Pit Fight Chess.
Did you play the competitive events? Were they multiplayer as well?
They were all multiplayer, yeah. And you had to qualify for day 2, cool. Similar to like nationals and stuff and GPs of the day. But yeah.
Well, see with that, if it was a competitive multiplayer for VTS, then surely one day I'll get my we had to push that UPF calling.
Absolutely, that'd be really good.
Yeah. I'm sure James will let me get that sorted out. No problems. One day, one day, if I have my way.
But only people who own the Beatrice card can play it.
Exactly.
Can I use my big one? I don't have an extra one.
You've given Steve entry as he slams down his giant-sized version.
But the rest of your deck has to be the same size as your character card.
I'm sure Steve will get that sorted. Oh, that's right. Once Evie gets to a year old, I will go down that road again, and there will be another Hale family card coming out. It'll be a Ranger, of course, because she is Evelyn Kathleen Azalea Hale, so it will be a bust. She will be a busted Ranger. I mean, busted. I got to give something to get Braden. Got to give something to Braden. Got to give something to Braden so he can just rule some UPF tables in the future.
Love it. That's so good.
All right,
can't wait to see that, Alan, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool. I still have to get my tattoo as well, Ian. Actually, I was thinking about it today.
You do.
At the MG, I need to get that. I've got that tattoo design. Yeah. It's a bit overdue. I have to put some cash aside for that.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, again, Steve, thanks for joining us today. As I said, we are really looking forward to catching up in person later in this week. But I think that'll wrap it up for the show. Just for the viewers, though, Radio Reflex is back for 2022 again. Omicron on the horizon. Fingers crossed that we don't get sunk into another lockdown. But we definitely know when our next episode is, because it's next Monday. And the reason we know it's next Monday is because we've got a Day 1 spoiler for Everfest, which I am super excited about. It is going to be very, very exciting. Not a lot I can say about it other than
it is a card. It is a card, and we have seen it.
I was excited when I saw it.
You've seen it as well. That's exciting.
Yeah.
This time we actually got a little envelope with the card in it, rather than just we've been spoiled this time.
To the point I've already started making a deck around it. So
it must be janky. Love it.
Oh, there's
or
there's
really
some there's
good
some
for,
stuff to
or really good
discuss
for
about
certain
this.
formats.
There's some
But
funny stuff
anyway,
to discuss around this card. Not even to do with the mechanics of the card itself.
yeah,
There's
it
quite a
is.
bit to have some fun with. As
It is
I
very
said
cool.
to our team, me and Ian are going to have some fun with this. We just have to decide where to do it. I think maybe as Everfest styles, maybe we should do it from the arcade in Wellington or
Wow,
something like that.
possibly. We've we've got the weekend to film a little bit. So we might do a bit of filming while we're down for it. But yeah, no, we're super excited about that. So that will be we'll be going live next week with that spoiler. As I said, it is a day one spoiler for Everfest, which we're very
Yeah,
very thankful that
because we've been down. We've been down since
um,
day one.
yeah. Well, we really have. We really have. Someone asked me. Someone asked me how long I've been playing the game. I was like, as soon as I could, like as soon as it was playable, I've been playing the game. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to Everfest, of course. As always, we just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and as always, folks, stay safe and wash your damn hands.
See you.